We're going to discuss a really interesting topic today on how to scale your firm with an admin. Scaling up a team with an administrator is something that they know all too well. To start off with, in talking about hiring an administrator, I just want to reflect back to our bigger picture of the org chart. Now, to some of you here that might be new to Wize, Wize has a framework for how we structure an accounting practice or a bookkeeping practice. And the big picture is, it's based on 7 divisions that define our org chart. The first division is the board. The board is the CEO, the chairman. The board handles strategic and growth matters relating to charting forward a path for the firm. It's an extremely important part of the division in the firm. At Wize, we do monthly board meetings and we encourage monthly board meetings. And that's where we go over our key metrics and we discuss problems and how we can deal with them. Okay, so that's our board. Division 2 is our marketing. And marketing is everything to do with how do we get ourselves out there? How do we define our brand? How do we define our services? What do we need to change up about our services? What do we charge? And so forth. So that's marketing. It's based on a philosophy of we rather build a garden that attracts the butterflies than build a business with butterfly catchers, as in we don't build an accounting practice with hiring expensive tax partner-like people to go schmooze at commerce events and then expect that to be our main source of growth. What we do is we invest in a garden that attracts the butterflies. We build leads, lead magnets, newsletters, internet presence, personal branding, things that allow others to begin building trust and a relationship with you without you physically having to go and do it every single time. Okay, so that's, in short, that's marketing. Then we have division 3, sales. That's where all the client managers live. Anything to do with consulting the client and managing the client relationship is where all the client managers live. And it's necessary I go through all these divisions. I'll explain, because admin supports all these divisions. Okay, definitely not padding time, but I'll explain how administration in division 6 supports all of these divisions. In division 4, we have production, and production is anything to do with accountants and bookkeepers processing the work. Their motto is basically get the work done and then get it right. So that division 3, the client managers, can go and put their work in front of the client and have those final client meetings and just focus on managing the client relationship. Okay, so division 4 handles all the production. Then you have division 5, quality. And division 5 quality is all to do with the client satisfaction, the team satisfaction, training the team, and essentially keeping the firm consistent in its quality, no matter how large it gets. So you think how important processes and SOPs are in McDonald's, and despite the fact they have thousands of locations, you can expect a similar quality, whether you like it or not, from one location and then another. And then we have, I'll skip division 6, I'll come back to it because this is today's topic. Then we have division 7, which is our accounts. And accounts is all to do with managing the books of the firm, managing the KPIs of the firm, doing the cash flow for the firm. And that's where the CFO would live. That's where the firm's cash flow is managed. Things are kept nice and healthy. It's the heart of the business. And finally, we have division 6, administration, operations, implementation. It's had many different names over the decades, but division 6 is the one division that ensures that all these other divisions I've mentioned run smoothly and are supported. And it's absolutely crucial that you build up an administration team in order to be able to scale your firm past the danger points of 600,000 and a million. Let me illustrate. You're a sole trader. You start going out on your way. You begin meeting potential clients. You start picking up work. You reach your first 200 or 300K in revenue, and you're still a sole trader. And you think to yourself, oh, this is getting really hard. I think I need support. So you go and hire some sort of assistant accountant or bookkeeper to do the transactions or payroll or the lower end work so that you can focus on finalizing the financial accounts and then doing the client meetings. Great, that's all working out. Good move. You begin growing past that point and now you've reached 600,000 and you're thinking, all right, I think I need to hire another assistant accountant, maybe two. But then the amount of time it takes for me to review their work, it's really hard to juggle with actually seeing and managing the relationships of the clients because there are more clients and at the same time, there's more production that you need to review. And so at 600K, it is a danger point because you need to make that first decision. How do I trust one of these accountants or hire one of these accountants and make them senior enough to become my production manager? As in, I would entrust a senior accountant to review the work and then be my conduit to delegate all the work to the other accountants. Great. Let's say you made that move. It's been successful. It's working out. You feel leverage. You feel like I'm actually doing less production now and seeing more clients. And you go and travel from 600K now on your journey to a million. And you go, I'm adding more accountants. I'm even adding an assistant client manager to myself. Why does it look like nothing's getting done? Why does it look like everything is slowing down and things are almost freezing? I go and start looking at the teams. What are they doing? Why is it taking so long? I've never had this many accountants. Why isn't anyone getting anything done? And you go and pick on a specific job. This job here, it's been in our office for 4 weeks. Why? And you go and ask that accountant, why is this job been here for 4 weeks? What happened was that client brought the work in and we started it, but then they were missing a bank statement or this rental statement. And so I couldn't finish it then, so I went and started another job. Okay. And you ask, did you go and call this client? When was the last time you followed this client up for this rental statement? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? When I was doing these tax returns at 200, 300K, we were missing a rental statement. I picked up the phone straight away and called that client. I didn't wait 2 weeks to do it. Pick up the phone right now and call them. Okay, I'm calling them. God, okay, that's solved. And you, what's going on? What about this job? Why is it stuck? Oh, well, the client didn't give us such and such document as well, or they haven't signed it yet. They haven't signed it yet. Their BAS is overdue for like 2 quarters now. They haven't signed it yet. They're going to get a penalty. And when they get a penalty, they're going to come back to us and say, you pay for it. I gave you the information on time. It's not my fault that you've lodged these BASs late and we're going to get a penalty. You pay for it. I'm not paying for it. We need to get this sorted out right now. Why is it so hard to ask the client to sign it? Well, I've emailed it to the client and they just haven't gotten back to me. Well, have you followed them up? Yeah, I sent them another email and they didn't get back to me. Well, have you called them? Yeah, I even called them as well, but they haven't gotten back to me. My gosh, just keep attacking them then. Just keep going at it. And then 2 weeks fast forward, you go back to the first person who was missing information and you ask them, did you get the rental statement? And they go, yeah, I got it. And you ask, so why is this job still here? Oh, well, when I was doing it, there was another thing that was missing. Oh my God. Don't tell me that the last time you followed up for this one was a week ago as well. Yeah, it was. I don't know what to say. Do I need to write an SOP or something? But you need to be calling clients immediately when something's missing, or you have to let me know. And then you go to the second person you were talking to about getting a signature, and you ask them, did they sign it? Yes, they signed it. And did we lodge it? Oh, no, we didn't. We haven't lodged it yet, but they got it signed. I don't understand what's so hard about this. Why you get something signed, you get something lodged. Why does it feel like everyone's waiting for me to push them to do what's next? And this story, I think all of us can relate to in some deep way. And I think you can feel that the frustration is very real. And as a person who runs my own accounting firm, I'm no stranger to it. I've seen it as well. But there is a very simple solution to it, and that is Division 6, administration. What does Division 6 do? Division 6 at a higher level manages the traffic of the firm. And there are two types of traffic in a firm. There is communication traffic and there is production traffic. Division 6's job is to be able to distinguish what is communication traffic. Example, clients asking, oh, can I do this? Can I do that? That's communication traffic. That should be routed towards a client manager. And production traffic, the client asking, oh, here are my documents, information that you were asking for. Here you go. And then they would route it to your document storage and then notify the accountant, hey, we've got everything. You're good to go ahead and start the job again. I've saved it in the right place. And I went ahead and flicked that job back to in progress, and it's back onto your to-do list. The red light's gone. You're all good to go ahead. So at a very high level, the Division 6 team, and without talking about a specific person, the Division 6 as a division and a team, their job is to make things flow. Okay? That's pretty obvious. Everyone can appreciate it makes things flow. But in making things flow, they don't just sort out the traffic. They are your tool in order to be able to drive activity in your firm. They chase, they follow up, they look out, they check things, they ask if things are going well. And when Division 6 is the most helpful and useful is when the accountants and the client managers and the production managers and even you, the business owners, feel like, I really love how this person is just making things happen. I really love how this team is looking at a list of returns that need signatures, and it's their job to follow it up and get it signed. I love it how there's this team who makes getting proposals signed, getting missing information into the office, getting the bookings, following up the client managers about whether they're ready for a discovery meeting. I love it how there's this division whose job it is to do those things. And most importantly, they don't treat these things as a second or third priority. To this division, these activities are first class. It's their number one priority. We can all empathize here, but when you have a team member and it's between finishing up a financial accounts or a month end or some sort of payroll job versus actually chasing up the client to get a signature or information, they tend to actually pick the production, right? Because that to them is their job. That to them is when they go into the annual performance review, what are they going to be judged on? Have any of us ever gone into an annual performance review and said to an accountant, you know, what I want you to do better? I want you to spend more time on the phone chasing up clients. We would never say that. We would say, I would like you to finish more returns faster and then do harder ones and then bill out more money. Accountants and bookkeepers understand very clearly what drives their career growth. Okay? And all these other things that don't drive their career growth, they're just human. They're going to not do it. But for an administrator, for a person in Division 6, their KPIs, their comments inside an annual performance review are, so-and-so, I really love how every time there was missing information, you got on it. This year, your missing information resolution time went from 6 days down into 1 day. You're on the money. Our firm used to be I don't even know how our firm used to work until you got here and started working on this. Okay, so I think the reason I'm putting so much emphasis into this Division 6 and making it sound so dramatic is because a lot of us have this assumption that Division 6 is the person who makes sure that the client's favorite type of coffee or tea is ready in the boardroom, or that they're the person who picks up the printing, or that they're the person who gets the mail or takes out the trash. Maybe at an extremely low level, that might be the case. But at a level where it actually brings a lot of value to the firm is in the way that I described. Before I get into like how we actually build that out, the point is this. You won't scale past 1 million until you realize that your answer to growth is beyond hiring more accountants. You cannot just keep throwing bodies at the problem and then expect your firm to scale into a meaningful enterprise. You need to start thinking about the plumbing of your business. You need to start thinking about what other capabilities besides reviewing tax returns and then doing the actual work does the firm need to be good at in order to reach that next level? And that is often found within Division 6. And so that is one large point. A second short point that I'll make around why Division 6 is important for scaling past 1 million is simply this. If you don't have an administrator, then take, for example, an accounting team of 5 accountants. Without an admin, think about how much of each of these individuals' time is spent in administration. I can tell you from actually looking at plenty of timesheets and write-off and write-on reports across maybe 100 firms in my time so far, that it is more than 20% per person, okay? You can go look at your accountant's productivity reports and adjust it for what was actually billable and wasn't written off. And you'll see that it's, and if you don't, and you compare it to whether you have a lot of administrators or not, you'll see that the time that they spend in admin or the time that they throw into an admin task in their timesheet is more than 20%. But let's use 20%. In 5 accountants, each spending 20% in administration, you've effectively lost 1 accountant. And then think about it. How much does it cost to hire an accountant? Maybe onshore, 100,000 nowadays. Offshore, 30,000, and this is Australian. So I don't even know what the exchange rate to the US is now. It's terrible. But both of those onshore, offshore hires, they aren't exactly 2019 prices anymore or pre-COVID prices. It's expensive either way. So you've lost 1 accountant. And it's not even to do with price. It's just simply hard to find good accountants in the first place. And if those 5 individuals are good, you've lost 1 good one. If you can take the administration away from these accountants and then have an administrator who might be offshore being paid 25,000 Australian a year or onshore 70,000 Australian each year, you've gained an accountant without hiring one. Okay, it's just another perspective to be able to look at it. And it tells you just how important it is that you actually build up an operational team. Even in the economics of the firm, once you start implementing it, it begins working in your favor in a huge way. Okay? So I wanted to start there. An admin, yes, you might consider these things routine tasks, but they're absolutely crucial. If someone doesn't treat booking things and then chasing for information as their first priority, you're stuck. You will never go past 1 million.